The arrival of so much Chinese compact and subcompact crossovers, the mainstream manufacturers have had to find a way to be able to compete with these cars, given that they are extremely value packed. And come up they have. Ford released this car right here, which is priced so well and still delivers so much features. Here we have the 2021 Ford Territory Titanium Plus. Then I'm going to show you around this car and I'm also going to give it a test drive, so stay tuned. Exterior-wise, the Territory Titanium Plus looks very mean and muscular. You do get all LED affairs over here, so LED headlights, LED DRLs, even your fog lights down below. You get chrome black grille all across. You get a camera over there, and then down below, you might say that this thing kind of detracts from the look. However, this is a sensor for your adaptive cruise control, so yeah, that really does serve a purpose, although it really does take a little bit away from the aesthetics of the car. On the side of the vehicle, its profile looks also very muscular. There's just so much things going on here. You got so much chrome over here, the strip as well. You get a camera over at your side mirrors, a repeater as well, and you're riding on a set of 235 5018 rims. However, one thing you'll notice here is that these are Goodyear Assurance tires, so these are eco tires, supposedly with less rolling resistance, but for some reason they still do get quite loud. Over towards the back and the side, you're gonna notice that there is a sloping roofline, very reminiscent of a Range Rover Evoque, and the overhang is extremely short towards the back. At the back, let's start from top down. So up top, you do get a slight winglet, you get a really big third brake lamp, a reverse wiper, of course. Then there's just so much chrome on this one. So your Territory badge, that's all chrome. This entire strip, it's all really bright. And you know how this is called the Ford Territory Titanium Plus, but why did Ford only stick a titanium badge without the plus? I mean, how much would it cost them to just add a little bit of plus for this one? You get really big tail lamps, they are also LEDs. Then down below, you get two chrome exhaust tips, but they are extremely fake. I mean, this can't get any faker, so they lead absolutely nowhere, and the real exhaust tips or the exhaust pipes are down below. Now, opening up this tailgate, yes, it's not power, but that is fine. And in here, you have over 400 plus liters of space. Fold down the rear seats, you get over 1,000. Not bad for its class. And under here, you do get a space saver spare tire. Opening up the hood of the Ford Territory Titanium Plus, you're greeted with an abundance of plastic covers over here, and it does look pretty good. But anyway, this is a 1.5 liter inline-4 turbocharged Ecoboost engine, making 143 horsepower and 225 Newton meters of torque. This is mated to a CVT transmission, but honestly, it's one of the better CVTs out there. The interior of the Ford Territory is an amazing place for its price point. So first, let's check the door thud. Sounds very reassuring. You do get soft touch up above with stitching towards the side as well. Almost every single place that you will touch in this car is covered in leather, and even this center console right here, it is also surprisingly leather. That's really good. The steering wheel is also leather covered and it's perforated at the sides, and it's extremely chunky. You kind of need big hands for this one. It's multifunction as well, and it is both tilt and telescoping. Really, really nice for this price point. You have a digital instrument cluster, and it has 3 modes. So you have classic, so that's your regular thing. You have fashion, which is more sport oriented, and then you also have what they call sport, which honestly I'm not exactly sold to the idea of it. It looks kind of tacky for my taste. To the middle of everything, you get so much piano black. You get the same wood, I mean the exact same looking wood trim as what you would get in a Land Cruiser 300. Then you have a 10-inch touchscreen, and they have what they call quad view. So there is a little bit of a learning curve for this one, and it's a bit hit or miss. It's not the most responsive. However, you do get wireless, take note, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as a wireless charging pad. Over here in the center, you do get Lambo-inspired buttons. You have a regular shifter with manual mode, and then you have an electronic parking brake, auto hold, sport mode, then a bunch of safety features. So you get 6 airbags in this car, you get autonomous emergency braking, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, among others. This knob controls the infotainment screen as well as your volume. And what's nice about this is that the knob itself is very similar to what you would get with BMW's iDrive system, but the general functions is almost exactly the same as what you would get with Mercedes command system. So it's really easy to use, and coming from a lot of Euro cars, this feels like home. Now you get a cup holder over here, a huge jug holder towards the side, and an even bigger center console. Finally, up top, you get a huge sunroof. Then we move on to the comforts of the seats. The seats are really damn comfortable. They're extremely supportive. It's 10-way power adjustable for the driver's side and 4-way for the passenger side. You also get really good lumbar support with this one. The back of the Ford Territory, door thud check. Also sounds really good. Now let's check if the window goes all the way down. And yes, it does. That's a big plus point for me. Now back here, legroom's absolutely astounding. There's just so much space in this one. Even my headroom is really good. Then I have a lot of toys back here, so I do have my own charging port, just one though, and I get my own air vents. Plus I also get my own armrest and 2 cup holders, although this armrest is a little bit on the squeaky side. Can I recline my seats? Yes, I just pull this tab at the back, then I can recline just a little bit, just to make myself more comfortable. I have my own map pocket, a huge jug holder towards the side, of course my panoramic sunroof, and then if I want to see 3 people in this car, you can easily do it. Why? Because the floor is extremely flat and the car is really wide and very spacious here inside the interior. I think this is the best in its class for carrying 3 adults. There are even more things that make it cool. Number 1, you get both heated and cooled seats. Number 2, you get automatic parking assist for both parallel and perpendicular, but unfortunately only the steering wheel moves, but you still have to press the brake and the gas pedal by yourself. Number 3, you get 2 separate buttons to fold your side mirrors in and out. Number 4, although I can't let you listen to it because of copyright issues, the speakers is probably one of the best in its segment. Number 5, it has probably hands down the clearest reverse camera and 360-degree view camera in the entire car industry. So driving the Ford Territory Titanium Plus, coming from a line of Fords having owned the Escape, Explorer, Expedition, and Everest, I had really high expectations for this car. Despite its price tag, I am happy to say that I am very much satisfied with this car. It is crazy comfortable. The seats are so damn supportive. You even get lumbar adjustments, which are spot on, and the seats themselves, the firmness is just perfect for your daily driving or for your long distance driving. For your NVH in this car, as long as you're in slow speeds, the noise is surprisingly good, vibrations is non-existent, and then harshness is among the best. The suspension in this car just sucks up all those bumps and irons them out really well. Turbocharged engines have come a long way, and this car is proof that put this into sport mode, and the very moment you floor this, it just goes. There is a slight sound from the CVT, but it's not annoying in any way, and in city speeds, it's very much adequate. It's more than adequate. Turning this car, it actually turns pretty tight, although the turning radius is a bit big. Remove sport mode and just drive this car very smoothly, and this car returns around 9 kilometers per liter. That is really, really good for a car this fully loaded and a car of this size. So your windows all around, they are rather large, except for that rear window, which you can't really see that much out of. However, that's fine because that is supplemented by your reverse camera and also your 360-degree view camera. Over here on the highway, all I can say is it is a very comfortable cruiser. Power is surprisingly adequate. You get around 142 horsepower, and despite having a CVT transmission, it's actually quite responsive, especially if you put it into sport mode. And thankfully, although it still has a little bit of that sound, the typical slight groaning sound you get from the CVT, I think this is one of those cars with one of the best CVTs out there. If you want to overtake, you just put your foot down, as long as you have it in sport mode, and it just, let's try it. There you go. It just takes off, and it's really adequate. The power in this car is more than adequate. It has adaptive cruise control, and you can just sit back and relax and let the car take over. It also has lane departure warning. That gets kind of annoying at times, so personally I do turn it off. However, if I try to like drift out of lane, you can hear that beeping coming in, and it's a little bit sensitive. Sometimes I'm not yet out of the lane, but it already starts beeping at me, which in a way I guess it's a good thing. That way you're always alert. If there's one thing I'm not that fond of with the Ford Territory, is that if you're going anything above 80 kilometers per hour, there seems to be a little bit too much road noise permeating into the cabin. It can kind of get a little bit intrusive at times. In the city, the steering system of the Ford Territory is very light, extremely light, and I love that. However, when you get on over to the highway, don't be scared because it is still very stable. It does tighten up a lot, and it just makes it a very relaxing car, but also a very reassuring car to drive even at higher speeds. As for fuel economy here in the highway, I'm averaging 12.8 kilometers per liter. Priced at 1,310,000 pesos, the Ford Territory Titanium Plus is priced to compete against the Chinese newcomers here in the Philippines. And you do not expect a more established manufacturer like Ford to give you all these tech and performance at this price point, yet they give you all of that plus still a lot of space even in the second row and pretty good looks too on the outside. So I do sincerely believe that the Ford Territory Titanium Plus is one of the best cars in its class. So if you're looking for a compact crossover slash SUV, then you should definitely not discount the Ford Territory Titanium Plus from your shortlist.